Lionel Scaloni's tactics against the Netherlands, can we recreate them in eFootball? Argentina beat the Netherlands after a penalty shootout, following a dramatic 120-minute match. Can we clone Scaloni's tactics that were specifically designed to play against Louis van Gaal's Netherlands? After beating Poland and Australia, Scaloni's Argentina reached the World Cup quarterfinals. And together with Louis van Gaal's Netherlands, they performed a quite memorable and dramatic match. We will focus on the tactical aspect, and after analyzing the match, I think this match can be viewed in 4 phases in terms of tactics. The Netherlands had been using a 5-2-1-2 formation throughout the tournament, while Scaloni used a 3 center-back formation for the very first time. But why? Argentina's 5-3-2 created a very equal and fair matchup on paper. Back 3 versus front 2, mid 3 versus mid 3, wingbacks versus wingbacks, and front 2 versus back 3. This, let's call it formational balance, makes the battle stiff and more dependent on the manager's strategies and individual performances. Both sides had a 3 versus 2 advantage at the back. What were their strategies of moving forward respectively? Let's first look at the Netherlands. Frenkie de Jong was very important for their build-up, but Argentina's 5-3-2 meant that they could always send either De Paul or Enzo to mark him. So the Netherlands had to make good use of the 3 versus 2 at the back. Van Dijk, the middle center back, had good passing range, but everyone at the front was man-marked. So another way was to move Timber higher and wider into the unmarked space, to get the ball to Gakpo, Depay, or Bergwijn. Theoretically, the Netherlands relied on the forwards' hold-up play to disrupt the man-marking. But it didn't really work because Argentina's back 3 were all very aggressive. They are not tall, but their low center of gravity and decisiveness in interceptions and tackles helped them win the ball back many times. So Van Gaal's solution was going long and targeting behind the line. But Argentina's back 5 fell back very quickly with the assistance of Emiliano Martinez coming off the line, and as a result, Netherlands didn't create many good chances. What about how Argentina built up? Similarly, Argentina wanted to move high on their right side. Romero defended as a right center back, but in attack he moved near the right sideline. It spread the back 3 wider, and Romero could move 1 layer forward, creating an overload on the right with Molina, Messi, and De Paul. But they were really in the same man-marked situation as the Netherlands, so how did Argentina progress the ball to the attacking third? Instead of going long, Argentina heavily depended on Messi. Messi would drop deep and rotate with De Paul, so that Messi could orchestrate the attack with his back-facing goal. He collected the ball in pockets of space and the team took advantage of it. The Netherlands had multiple defenders marking Messi, which made it ideal for Argentina in situations like this, to disrupt the man marking on other players and create space for runners if Messi could bring the ball out. So for this to work, it heavily depended on Messi getting the ball out of the pockets. And we saw it time and time again in the match, when Messi was surrounded by 3 or more defenders, while still being able to turn around and distribute the ball forward and winning 10 out of 14 ground duels in the whole game. Aside from his dribbling skills, his teammates' movements were extremely important for this to work. Enzo Fernandez in the DMF role was always a reliable back pass option and utilized his passing range. Everyone else was running when Messi had the ball. De Paul's rotation, Mac Allister's runs in the left half space, Molina and Acuna out wide, and Alvarez running in behind. Scaloni really counted on Messi being able to bring the ball out against the press, and it paid off. At around the 30th minute, the Netherlands started to sit deeper to narrow down spaces and keep the pockets of space even smaller, but the first goal still happened. Messi 1 versus 1 against Ake. It looked like that Messi would pass to the left-hand side, especially after having his eyes looking that way. But he peeked at the right-hand side and found Molina, and made this nutmeg assist that accurately found Molina in the box. Let's set aside how difficult and pinpoint precise this pass is. We can see how this formation gives Messi a passing option across the whole width. Not only that, also when the wingbacks had the ball wide in the attacking third, there were options to both cross and cut back toward. As a result, Argentina had a much higher XG in the first half, despite not having the majority of the ball. Phase 2 of the match started from the 64th minute. The formation became a 4-2-3-1 with a very traditional center forward, Luc de Jong, up front. What's the advantage? The pressing shape of 4-2-3-1 made it easier to go man-to-man up front. Instead of being a man down against a back 3, in order to overcome the goal deficit and win the ball back as soon as possible. But a front man-to-man press came with risks. Having just one man on an in-form Messi was not feasible, but putting too much attention on him left other players, in this case Mac Allister, too much space. In addition, it allowed more space out wide for Acuna, which was how the second goal happened. Mac Allister distributed it wide, Acuna received the ball high and close to the box and got a penalty. 2 goals down, Van Gaal had to use his ultimate tactic. Weghorst was substituted in and played alongside Luuk de Jong, and now it entered phase 3. We mentioned before that Argentina's back 3 had a low center of gravity and are not tall. The weakness is also apparent. Weak in aerial duels, especially Lisandro Martinez, brilliant against Gakpo and Bergwijn, but targeted by Weghorst. Van Gaal's Netherlands practically gave up the midfield and played like a line, consisting of players winning headers in the box and crossers from out wide. It was simple but effective. Weghorst scoring over Lisandro, creating many dangerous moments, and winning a free kick at the 100th minute. And an equalizer that will be remembered for many years to come. The last phase of the match was the extra time. Possession was completely dominated by Argentina, and the Netherlands created minimal chances. Why? Because having 2 tall and heavy center forwards, sending everyone forward to win a cross is extremely risky. Giving up the midfield space means giving Argentina a welcome message to attack on the counter. So the Netherlands didn't press to avoid exposing the weakness of the 2 slow forwards, and instead sat very deep, while Argentina kept the ball for the majority of the extra time. Di Maria was subbed in from the 112th minute. The formation reverted back to their standard 4-4-1-1, yet they failed to create a goal, and eventually we know the rest of the story. Overall, Scaloni's well-executed back 5 technically got the upper hand for the majority of the match, but the squad's natural weakness was also exploited by Van Gaal. A dramatic World Cup game to be remembered for many years. Now it's time to build a squad based on Scaloni's tactics. What is the team play style? I believe possession is the best fit. Close player spacing on the right side, flexible positional rotations, and use of the whole width of the pitch. Let's set up the formation. First, we have a back 3, but we play Romero as a right back instead of a right center back. That's because Romero stayed really close to the right sideline during build-up, and we will give him defensive unless you use a defensive fullback. Then the midfield of 5. Both wingbacks dropped deep to form a back 5, so we give both deep line. But Molina particularly had the necessity to attack very high up in order to make himself available for Messi to pass to, so we give him attacking. And the front 2, Messi as a right SS, playing alongside a center forward. Dibu Martinez played like an offensive keeper. The 3 center backs, Otamendi, Lisandro, and Romero, can have any play styles. Just use your favorite defenders. Acuna was the left wing back and can have any play style as long as we use a left-footed player, and the same for the right-footed right wing back Molina. Then the DMF can be an anchorman, orchestrator, or box-to-box midfielder like Enzo or Paredes. And DePaul played a box-to-box or hole player role, while Mac Allister was like a creative playmaker or hole player, AMF on the left. Alvarez and Lautaro were both goal poachers. We can use any Messi as Messi or any left-footed player who has a similar profile, like Maradona and Dybala. Here's the full Argentina squad and main squad. Please be aware that the Argentina squad doesn't strictly follow my recommended playstyles. Next, we will play 2 online divisions using each of the 2 squads.
And there are great goalkeepers, and then there's Oliver Kahn. He's in a league of his own.
The possession team playstyle features flexible player positioning and short support range, which create ideal conditions for Messi to get the ball out after dribbling in tight spaces.
Never in the mood to accept failure. There's that body language he's always talking about. No wonder he instills both respect and fear in opponents.
Oh, real chance! I doubt very much that this was in the script.
Deep line on the wingbacks helps create a back 5. The 3 center backs are very aggressive in ground duels. SS Messi often receives the ball with his back facing goal and baits defenders' press.
Now it's Alvarez. It's Rodrigo de Paul.
Such good technique.
He has a look out. Laid back in. Oh, important interception. Maldini attempts a clearance. Big chance! Oh, Messi!
Messi baits the center back out. Mac Allister waits for Messi to run into space before launching a through pass. The right side is congested, so we can transfer the ball to the left side.
He's picked his way through. Takes aim and crosses. Saliba to Paul. Otamendi cuts it out. Now it's Alvarez. And he's on his way. He's on it. Can he get away? Getting space out wide here. Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. And it's hoisted clear.
Again, we wait for the opponent to make the move and turn around to progress forward.
30 minutes gone. Played out wide. Acuna. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
That pass isn't the best. And it's Fernandez. Oh, lovely bit of skill. It's Rodrigo de Paul. De Paul. And that has sent him sprawling. Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a to make it 1-0. And he's buried it. 1-0. Not a twitch, not a blink. That's can't stop him.
When Messi dribbles in tight spaces, we should make good use of the combination of pressing and letting go of the dash button.
Messi. Molina could try cutting inside here. Messi. Here's Messi. Bullish header. Here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Here's Messi. De Paul, and it's Molina. It's a good ball out wide. Oh, he's caught in there, it's a free kick. No second thought, a straight red card. Fernandez. Might be danger here. And he whips it. There's the header! Probing pass. Rummenigge. He's beat just the keeper to great chance!
Punch, and they're dazed.
We have got ourselves a game here.
Oh, we have a very different game.
Oh, they could be caught out in the shots. It's loose. Oh, it's fallen loose again. So, time for changes on both sides, actually. Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, there's only one team in it at the moment.
Can he finish? Spread it left.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Oh, shooting chance! He's going to be disappointed with that. Real chance! Ah, now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. Argentina could not have picked a better time to snatch a two-goal lead. Tries a shot!
What is this match, man?
That's just as the manager would have seen it. An impact.
David Villa! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, he's been caught napping. Otamendi clears. And we're done. Argentina proudly puff out their chests in victory. They know that was a battle. They know it could.
Now let's use the main squad.
Have to work in tandem. If one opts to go forward, the other sits, and when one
Romero participates in the build-up at the right back position, which makes it easy to create an overload on the right flank.
moves either side to to snuff out an attack, the other will hold the central ground. Communication is obviously vital.
Alvarez and Mac Allister's frequent off-ball movements are key in this setup to maximize Messi's creativity. When we have a back five, we need to be more patient instead of pressing high.
Tries to play it through.
Your impressions so far, Jim? Well, Peter, if they're attempting to see out the game with such a narrow advantage, it's room for trouble. Just the goal. Messi!
I like how the opponent wears orange jerseys.
Peter, it's so good to see everyone show the appreciation that's fully deserved. Although I'm sure he himself won't be thinking about that. All he'll be thinking about will be making sure the shots. Oh,
And that's the end of that.
Mbappe!
He has found the way through.
That's a nice cutback.
There it is! The movement.
And we have the first goal.
Well, this will present the manager with a few interesting
Messi baits the double press and takes advantage of the space left behind.
options, Peter. Try sitting on this or push on with the opposition, now forced to come out.
Chance for a shot!
Really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
And we are already promptly back on the way.
He's having a shot!
And he's heaved it away.
Look,
The midfield three control the tempo and accelerate after the front two make the run. We take advantage of the width because we have wingbacks.
Skims one in. A reprieve for the time being.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical. He's had a shot!
Extracted the maximum punishment.
Well, it's really well manoeuvred.
Now it's Mbappe.
Mbappe!
And it's Kimmich. Oh, that's superb. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, shooting chance!
Please, Curler.
Looking for the run. Messi providing an outlet on that flank. That's that.
Thank you so much for watching. Will you try this 3-5-2 tactic in eFootball?